Appreciate diversity. It is important for you to understand that unity with God does not mean sameness with others. There is much value in diversity, for God experiences and desires to experience many different things through you. The way to allow God to experience through you is first to be in alignment with God. If you are acting outside of the mind of God, then you have barred yourself from the power of God and from experiencing alongside God. It is of great importance that you align with the truth of God, to accept unity with God and allow God to guide your way. Unity consciousness and sameness are very different. Unity consciousness is on a higher frequency than sameness and is in alignment with expansion. It is allowing and in alignment with God. Sameness speaks of controlling, endedness, and is outside of the mind of God. Do not expect anyone else to live sameness with you. As you begin to align with God, you will begin to appreciate diversity, knowing that it is God's will and part of God's plan. As you appreciate the diversity, as you appreciate anything at all, you can rest assured that the ego is not active. Ego does not and cannot partake in appreciation. As you appreciate the diversity, you see its value and the beauty of the different experiences, and you see how all is working with God in its own way. If another is engaged in and experiencing something different than you, it is not a problem. It adds to the diversity of experience that God desires. Your diversity contributes mightily to the continuation of the universe and to the expansion of all it is. Without diversity, only endedness is possible. Endedness is outside of the mind of God. For the mind of God, God, Source, all it is eternal, infinite, and everlasting. This must be understood and allowed, for anything else would limit you, and in turn, limit all that is, which is not possible. Now, do not get confused. This does not mean that suffering, pain, or any of the lower negative emotions or activities are part of the diversity of God. These are only the diversity, so to speak, of ego, and do not truly exist in the mind of God. What we mean by diversity is the diversity of interests. Not one will be like another in terms of interests. Differing preferences is part of the diversity of experience and interests. Diversity contributes mightily to the continuation of this plane of existence. At this time, it is of great importance that you not allow another's differing interest to get in the way of your own clarity and focus. Align with God, and see the other as another part of God, adding to the diversity of the experience. It is all to be done in alignment with God, with truth. What works for you may not work for another, yet the main and ruling truth is the same, meaning you and all are one in God, in truth. This never changes. Interests and activities may evolve, but the truth remains unchanged. At your core, you share in the unity of truth, unity of God. Your paths may be different, but your core truth remains the same. You must allow all others to be themselves. Each of you has a path, a different experience in which to take part. To limit the possibilities is very detrimental to the expansion of consciousness, not only to your own expansion, but also to the expansion of all it is. Until you accept this and come to understand it, your confusion will continue. You must come to understand that you cannot control what another is experiencing. To even try to do so greatly inhibits your own receiving and experience. Allow God into your awareness, and you will come to feel the sureness of your own self. This leads to the allowing of others to do whatever they came to do, and not what your ego thinks the other should do. You cannot know and you cannot control what another does or how another reacts. Perceive it differently, and all will become clear. Perceive it through the mind of God, which joyously partakes in the different experiences that are in alignment with God, the mind of God in truth. And so it is. We shower you with blessings and our love, and we give thanks. Namaste.